Welcome to Nepean. Today the Nepean Wildcats are playing against the Brampton Canadettes. Francis dumps it in. Picked up by Gardner. To the shot on net by Hollingsworth, saved by the goalie. Draw one back to Hollingsworth, shot blocked. Brampton circles, they go D to D, up the boards. You'll see that a lot today. And they get it out. Donaldson after it. She chips it forward. Gardner ahead to McMullen. McMullen loses it. Gardner picks it up. Back to McMullen. In front. And Brampton comes out with it. Jones now, and Hollingsworth chips it in and goes for a change. All forwards changing now. We got Gibbs playing forward. Jones has it over to Mulvihill. Mulvihill gains the red line and dumps it in. Longo on it with Gibbs. Gibbs has it over to Longo. And Brampton comes out. Jones picks that off. She gains the zone, chases. Brampton stops that up. Oh. Ahead to Houston. Gray has it now. She has a shot. Brampton saves that. Brampton tries to clear, kept in by Francis. Houston going after it. She'll be first on that puck. Back to the point. Yell now. She shoots. Saved by the Brampton goalie. One of the Brampton goalies tonight is from Ottawa. I don't know if it's the one playing or not. Gabriella Clark. I'll have to get confirmation if that's an Ottawa goalie or not. If it is, she plays for the U18 Lady Sens. Carly O'Connor to take the draw. She wins it back to Houston. Houston with the shot, saved by the Brampton goalie. O'Connor has it behind the net, back to the point, to Viel. Viel over to Francis. Francis shot on net, doesn't make it through. Viel with the rebound, shoots and scores. Goal scored by number 77, Kate Viel. Assisted by number 72, Rio Francis. And I'm not sure who passed it back. Maybe number 22, Carly O'Connor. Time of the goal, 17:46 in the first period. Donaldson with it. She gains the red line and dumps it in. Brampton coming out with it. They dump it deep. Gilder with the save, and she covers it up for a face-off. Hollingsworth to take the draw. Donaldson gets it. Ahead to McMullen. McMullen goes cross ice to Gardner. And that's going to be an icing. McMullen to take the draw. She takes it herself around the net, loses it. It goes in front. Hollingsworth ahead to Mulvihill. She gains the zone, drops it back for McMullen. McMullen with the shot. Saved by the Brampton goalie. It was loose for a bit, but no one could pounce on it. Longo to take the draw. That face-off blown back. Longo wins the draw, back to Gibbs. Gibbs shoots and scores. 2-0 Nepean. Goal scored by number 29, Lula Gibbs. Assisted by number 90, Alessia Longo. Jones with it. She tries to go ahead. Yell. That doesn't go out. Brampton comes in. Gets wiped out by Longo. Longo ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon has Gibbs with her. She fires it towards. That goes into the corner. Brampton comes out with it. Brampton chips that in. Jones back to get it. Ahead to McKinnon. Chip forward to O'Connor. Brampton picks it up. O'Connor keeps that in. She's got Hewson and Bray. Bray back to Bray. Bray with the backhand, saved by the Brampton goalie. O'Connor now to Hewson. Hewson with the shot. That gets blocked. Hewson in the corner. Comes out with it. Back to Donaldson. Donaldson fires. That goes into the corner. Bray with it. Nobody on her. She fires it towards the net. Gets blocked by the defender. And Brampton comes out. Brampton dumps it in. Donaldson back to get it. She goes boards to Hewson. Brampton picks it up. Francis ahead to Hewson. Now Mulvihill gets it. She gains the zone. Towards the net, that goes up and over. McMullen has it in the corner, back to Jones. It doesn't make it there. McMullen has it again. To Hollingsworth. McMullen goes for the backhand. She gets tripped up, and the penalty's being called. Brampton's going to get called with the trip. Nepean will go on the power play. Nepean wins the draw, back to McKinnon to Hewson. Hewson back to McKinnon. McKinnon walks the line over to Hewson. Hewson to Viel. Viel to McKinnon. She shoots. Rebound comes out and comes outside of the blue line. Brampton goes in offside. 1:30 left in the power play. O'Connor to take the draw. She wins it back to McKinnon. McKinnon skates with it. Gains the zone. Dumps it in the corner. Still has it. Over to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth cross-ice feed to Houston. Houston to Viel. Viel with the shot. That goes high and wide. McKinnon picks it up. Back to Viel. Viel to McKinnon. McKinnon with the shot. Gets tipped into the corner. Houston back to Viel. Down to Houston. Houston with the shot. Saved by the Brampton goalie. Jones now has it. She dumps it into the corner and Brampton tries to clear, but it's kept in by Jones. She goes to Hollingsworth to Jones. Back to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth with the shot. Save. Brampton goalie. .33 seconds left in the power play. McMullen to take the draw. She wins it. Circles over to Mulvihill. Mulvihill down to Bray. Bray cross-ice feed to Jones. She picks it up off the boards. Down low to McMullen. Mulvihill has it. To Jones. Jones tries to go deep. Longo picks it up. Back to Jones. He makes one move, shot, that goes wide, and it comes clears. And that's it, back to even strength. Mulvihill back to get it. Gets by the first two into McMullen. McMullen has it, back to Bray. Bray tries to go to Mulvihill. Somehow ends up in the corner, I don't know what. It's deflected off it. Now McMullen and Longo battling in the corner. Longo comes out with it. She turns. Longo has it. Cross-ice feed to Francis. Francis goes deep. Now Brampton. Around the net. Tries to flip it out. Just comes out. And an offside is the call. 11:56 to play in the first period. It's being up 2-0. They win the draw back to Donaldson. Donaldson ahead. O'Connor chasing. They move it ahead. Francis takes it. She goes off the boards. Francis to retrieve behind the net. That pass gets picked off by Brampton. Donaldson now has it behind the net, over to Francis. She goes forwards to McKinnon. McKinnon gains the zone. Tries to find O'Connor. That's behind her. O'Connor now dumps it in and goes for a change. Houston goes after it. Brampton goes behind the net. Houston has it in the corner. Now McMullen chases. Back to Jones. Jones over to Viel. Viel ahead to Houston. She chips it in. McMullen goes after it. Now Hollingsworth goes after her player, and Brampton clears the zone. Jones now, she gains the zone, gets taken down, no call. Now Brampton comes out with it. Longo offends the Brampton player, once again no call. And the whistle blows. The puck is on the back of the net. 10-11 to play in the first period. Score is 2-0 according to the shots on net. We have 16 for Nepean and 1 for Brampton. Donaldson and Mulvihill battling behind the net. Longo's going to come out with it. Shot from the point, that goes wide. Donaldson ahead to Bray. They get it to the point again, and gloved by Yilder. O'Connor to take the draw. It gets knocked into the corner by Brampton. O'Connor to Viel. Ahead to McKinnon, that's behind her. She's chasing. They go high glass. Knocked down by Francis. McKinnon gets the puck. Circles. Gains the zone. Not all the way. Now she has to clear. O'Connor circles to avoid the offside. Now McKinnon chips it in. O'Connor goes after it. We got O'Connor and McKinnon battling 3 of the Brampton players in the corner. Viel keeps it in. McKinnon dumps it in. That line goes for a change. Gives Brampton an easy exit. They chip it in. Mulvihill back to get it. She circles. Passes it to McMullen. Back to Jones. Jones tries to sauce to McMullen. Picked up by Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth with the shot. That gets blocked in front. McMullen picks it up. Tries to go to Jones, but that gets picked off. Now McMullen on it. Behind the net. Gardner goes after it. Jones has it at the point. She goes down low to Gardner. Back to Jones. Jones cross ice to Mulvihill. Mulvihill with the shot. That gets deflected into the corner. Hollingsworth there. She makes a move. Drops it back to Longo. Longo cuts in. Gets knocked off of her stick. And Brampton clears the zone. They go for a bit of a change. Mulvihill dumps it in. Bray chases. She gets by the first person. Now battling with the second. Longo comes in to help. Francis keeps it in. Shot on that. Tipped. Doesn't make it through though. And Brampton comes out with it. Houston back to get it. Now Houston will come out of the corner with it. She gets tripped up. No call. Brampton lost their stick while that happened. Now Houston gets it on the boards. She's got Bray with her. Bray gets it. She fires it in and goes for a change. That whole line goes for a change now. Brampton comes out with it. Gets intercepted by McKinnon. Now Viel at the line. Passes it to Jones. Jones with the shot. Save. Brampton goalie. .6:27 to play in the first period. Nepean up 2-0. O'Connor to take the draw. Got it loaded on the one side for the Gibbs one-timer. Brampton comes out with it though. They put it towards the net. Gets redirected into the corner. Brampton circles. Jones now in hot pursuit. Brampton and McKinnon battling on the boards. Back to Gibbs. Gibbs turns. She goes off the boards to McMullen. McMullen dumps it in the corner for Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth first on it. She tries to center it. She gets taken down in the corner. Now McMullen has it. Drops it back for Donaldson. Donaldson with the shot. And saved by the Brampton goalie. McMullen to take the draw. Brampton takes it behind the net. They try to go on. They gain the zone. Donaldson after it behind the net with Mulvihill. Mulvihill now battling. Brampton comes out with it towards the net. It's in front. Gardner after it now. She knocked down the Brampton player. No call. McMullen comes out with it. She gets wiped out, but it comes out of the zone. They dump it in. Delayed offside right now. It's all good. Houston now, she gains the zone, fires it towards the net, save made by the Brampton goalie. Longo to take the draw, wins it back to Houston, Brampton goalie saves it. Got it loaded on that side again. Houston now takes the draw. Now Brampton gets kicked out. Houston battling in the corner. Goes behind the net. Gray after it. Brampton comes out with it. They've got a 2-on-1. That pass just missed by the Brampton player. Now Bray's got a 1-on-1 with Longo coming. She shoots and the Brampton goalie saves it. O'Connor to take the draw. It's kept in by Mulvihill. O'Connor after it. Brampton gets it out of their zone. O'Connor picks that up now. She tries to go forward to McKinnon, but she had to stop up at the blue line to avoid an offside. Now Brampton tries to come out. They go back to the point. They head to the winger and they dump it in. Jones back to get it. Circles with McMullen. She keeps the puck though. Ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon sees McMullen. She drops it. Over to Mulvihill. Shoots and scores. 3-0. Nepean Goal scored by number 94, Jordan Mulvihill, assisted by number 8, Malaya McMullen and number 14, Jaylee McKinnon.
Let's go, White!
Time of the goal, 3:05 in the first. McMullen comes up with that draw, passes it to nobody, and Brampton dumps it in. Fielder covers it up for the face-off. McMullen to take the draw. Brampton gets control. They put it low. Francis and McMullen battling for it. McMullen comes out with it. Now they're battling behind the net. McMullen comes out with it again. Just passes to Francis. Francis ahead to Gardner. It was going to be offside, so they retreat. Brampton comes out and nice little give and go there. And they dump it in. Francis back to get it. Brampton right on them though. Now Gardner picks it up in the corner. She moves it ahead to Longo. Longo avoids the first check. She gains his own, there's a shot. Saved by the Brampton goalie. 2:03 left to play in the first period. Shots on net, according to our scorekeeper right now, are 24 Nepean, 3 Brampton. Longo to take the draw. Brampton wins that and they go behind the net. Kept in by Longo. Now Bray has it. She tries to go over to Houston. Gets deflected in the corner. Houston goes behind the net with it. Yell will pinch on that. Bray has it in the corner now. She gets taken down. Houston goes in to help. Longo's there too. Longo comes out with it. She shoots. Tipped by Houston. Doesn't make it to the net though. Now Longo picks it up again in the corner to Houston. She centers it. Jones picks it up on the far side. She goes behind the net. She circles over to Bray. Bray cross ice pass to Houston. She goes into the corner. Back to Viel and comes outside of the blue line. Viel over to Jones. She dumps it in. Nepean goes for a change. O'Connor after it now. Brampton in the neutral zone. They move it over to the other D. Try to go back to the D. McKinnon's chasing that now. McKinnon and O'Connor battling for it on the boards. And Brampton comes out with it. They move it back. Circle behind the net. D to D, up the boards. Oh no, they go center this time, but that's picked off. Nepean keeps it in. O'Connor chasing. She wipes out her player, and they flip it out. Mulvihill now ahead to O'Connor.
Atta girl, Big J!
And that'll be it for the first period. Score after the first period is 3-0 Nepean. Shots on net, according to our scorekeeper, 24 Nepean, 3 Brampton. We'll see you in about 12 to 15 minutes. back to the second period. Just wanted to take this time to recognize another senior. Jaylee McKinnon was sick last weekend, so she didn't get the special treatment that everyone else did. So she's back this weekend, and she is another senior that is moving forward next year. She's going to St. Lawrence College, or St. Lawrence University. She'll be playing with Carly O'Connor there. So we just wanted to recognize that she missed last weekend, and this weekend she's back. And they have had some celebrations, but it hasn't been quite as noticeable to on ice anyways. Now we're ready to start the second period. Francis ahead to Hollingsworth, and Brampton gets it. Francis dumps it in, and that's an icing. It's also been confirmed that Brampton's goalie is Gabrielle Clark from Ottawa. Francis ahead to Hollingsworth. She gets over the red line, passes it to Gardner. Gardner over to McMullen. She trips, misses that pass. Gardner picks it up, back to Donaldson. Ahead to McMullen. She goes around her first player, second, tries to backhand it, can't get it through. She puts it back to the point to Mulvihill. Mulvihill gains the zone, back to McMullen. Tries to put it back to Mulvihill, but that goes all the way down. Donaldson back to get it. Ahead to Longo. And then Brampton comes back. McKinnon picks it up. Up to Longo. She tries to go to Gibbs. It's too far for her. McKinnon chases. And Brampton clears the zone. Jones cuts that off and goes behind the net with it. Moves it ahead to Gibbs, to Longo. Longo to Mulvihill. Brampton comes back. Shot by Brampton, that gets blocked. Now Nepean comes out with it. McKinnon's 1-on-2, she dumps it in. Doesn't quite make it, it gets blocked. Now Brampton comes back. There's a shot. Blocker saved by Yilder. Bray with it. That pass gets blocked by O'Connor and deep into Brampton territory. Bray keeps that in at the blue line. Houston battling in the corner now. And Brampton comes out with it. They go off the boards and they dump it in. Francis back to get it. She reverses to Fiel. Fiel goes off the boards, but it doesn't quite make it to Bray. Brampton goes D to D and up the boards. Bray cuts that off. Houston after. She takes the puck. Gains the zone and scores. Good individual effort by Maggie Houston. Strips the Brampton player from the puck. Goes in and scores. Unassisted. 4-0 Nepean. Time of the goal, 17:03 in the second period. McMullen to take the draw. Brampton dumps that in. Mulvihill back to get it. She's got some speed. Gains the zone and dumps it in. McMullen and Gardner battling on the boards. McMullen comes out with it. Over to Donaldson. Donaldson shoots and scores. Goal scored by number 9, Isabella Donaldson. Assist by number 8, Malaya McMullen. Maybe Gardner got a piece of it too. Brampton takes a timeout. D to D and chip it forward. Fiel gets it. She moves forward. Ahead to McMullen. Gets knocked off her stick to Fiel over to Jones. Jones fans on that. Hollingsworth after it. McMullen to Hollingsworth. Shot saved by the Brampton goalie, Clark. Brampton comes out with it. Jones picks that off. Now Viel takes it. She rims it around the boards to McMullen. McMullen around the first player. Gets offended. Jones takes it. Hollingsworth now tries to shoot. That gets blocked by Brampton. Now Brampton comes out with it. Shot on net. Gilder with the save. Longo turns with it. Tries to go ahead to Gibbs, and that's going to be an icing. Longo to take the draw. McKinnon battling, and it comes out. Brampton fires that back into the zone. Francis turns, Longo picks it up. She gets rubbed out on the boards. No call. McKinnon goes back to Donaldson, ahead to Francis. That gets chipped back by Brampton, and Donaldson puts it back in on net. Clark with the save. Brampton comes back. They move it to the wing. Center it. Jones behind the net, ahead to Bray. Bray goes boards to O'Connor. She chips it off the boards and chases. Pins her player against the boards. Now Brampton comes out, almost picked off by Bray. Jones has it now. Cuts back, ahead to O'Connor. O'Connor gains the zone. Brampton takes that away. They reverse. Try to go boards. Not enough juice on that. Jones keeps it in. Jones circles. Goes down low to Houston. Houston circles as McMullen tries to get it to her. Goes to Brampton. Brampton Hollingsworth back to Mulvihill, over to Houston. She makes a move. Shot. That goes high and wide. Mulvihill keeps it in. Goes down low to Hollingsworth. It goes down behind the net. McMullen pins their player up against the boards. Stick goes up and over the glass. McMullen loses her stick up and over the glass. She has no stick. Penalty coming up to Brampton. Nepean will go on the power play. McMullen to take the draw with her stick back. Brampton gets that out. It's a good second effort by Brampton to get that out. Mulvihill dumps it in. Longo after it. She's first on it. Back to Bray. Bray to Mulvihill. Mulvihill shoots towards the net. Longo first on it. Shot on net. Saved by Clark. And Brampton clears the zone. Mulvihill now turns with it. Makes another turn. She goes boards to Longo. That chips hard. Longo in. Bray after it. That pass gets picked off by Mulvihill. Mulvihill shot up and over. Off Clark's glove and over the glass. Face off. Second power play unit comes out. O'Connor to take the draw. Hollingsworth. Back to Viel. Down low to Houston. Comes out of the blue line. Now Houston takes it. She goes off the boards. Gains the zone. O'Connor picks it up. Back to Viel. And over to O'Connor again. She tries to go towards the net. Goes back to Houston. Viel picks it up. Shot. That doesn't make it all the way through. Viel now to O'Connor. In front to McKinnon. She circles. Hollingsworth and O'Connor battling. O'Connor has it. Now McKinnon. Shot on net. Saved. Another shot by Hollingsworth. Save. Back to McKinnon now. McKinnon over to Viel. In front to O'Connor, and that gets chipped up over the glass. 1 second left in the power play. We got to watch them coming out of the bench here. McMullen to take the draw. Brampton gets it. They go off the boards. Donaldson keeps it in. Shot on net. That's tipped by McMullen, and it goes behind the net. Bray picks it up. And we got a penalty coming up. This one going to Nepean. Brianna Bray gets 2 minutes for tripping. Brampton will go on its first power play of the night. McMullen to take the draw. Got Donaldson and Gardner and Francis out there as well. Brampton has it back at the point. They go down low behind the net. Now to the boards. Cut to the middle, shot. That goes into the corner. Francis after it. That goes past. McMullen goes on it. She's first on it. Circles. Brampton comes out with it. Brampton gains the zone, dumps it behind the net. Yielder covers it up for a face-off. Minute 17 left in the Brampton power play. Longo, McKinnon, Mulvihill, and Jones. Puck goes back to Brampton. They fire it towards the net. That gets blocked by Jones in front of the net. McKinnon has it. She should just move it forward. She gets taken down. No call. Ahead to Mulvihill. Mulvihill with the shot. Saved by Clark. Now Brampton has it behind the net. And they'll regroup. They move it forward. McKinnon picks that off. Tries to go to Longo. Now Longo battling. She trips up. And Brampton goes behind the net. Moves it forward. And they dump it in. Mulvihill has it. Can't quite break free. Brampton chips it back in. Jones behind the net. She rims it around the net. Kept in by Brampton. Brampton goes down low. And back to the point. That pass picked off by Houston. Houston has a 1-on-2 now. Longo's coming up though. She stops up. She gets by her first defender. Now she goes behind the net. Still has control. Cross ice pass to Francis. We're back to even strength. O'Connor and Houston battling on the boards, and Brampton comes out with it. That pass picked off by Gibbs. Now she's battling in the corner. O'Connor in to help. Brampton will come out with it. They have a 2-on-2. They fire it in. Yielder stops it up behind the net. Leaves it off for Viel. She reverses it. That shot blocked by Francis. Now Brampton tries to center it. They shot. That blocked by Francis. Gardner now has it. She gets hit by one of the Brampton players. Penalty coming up to Brampton. Gibbs first on it though. Extends this delayed penalty. And Brampton touches it up. Whistle blows. And number 72 will be going to the bench. 2 minutes for interference. Nepean goes on the power play. O'Connor to take the draw. Hollingsworth after it. She gets control of it. Has it along the boards. Cross ice feed to Viel. Viel down low to Houston. She turns back. Goes behind the net. Back to Viel, but a little miscommunication, and it's all the way down. Viel picks it up. Viel to McKinnon. McKinnon has some speed. Drops it for O'Connor. O'Connor circles to Houston. Houston with the shot. Saved by Clark. McKinnon over to Houston. Over to Viel. That gets chipped off of. And it comes out of the zone. McKinnon turns with it. She drops it back for Hollingsworth. She turns to McMullen. That's just out of her reach. And Brampton comes out with it. They dump it down. And all four go for a change. Fast up. They move it forward to Bray. Drop it to McMullen. Jones picks it up. Over to Mulvihill. Back to Jones. Jones down low to McMullen. She makes a move. Moves in front. Over to Jones. Jones with the one-timer. Saved by Clark. Longo picks that up. Over to Mulvihill. One-touch pass to Jones. She makes a move to Mulvihill. Mulvihill with the shot. And saved by Clark. Got 1 second left in the Brampton penalty. O'Connor to take the draw. Brampton gets out of the box. Donaldson has it. She puts it down low. Brampton first on that. O'Connor there battling. Brampton goes behind the net. D to D. Gardner, looks like Gardner is going to get called with the penalty. Brampton will go on a power play. Penalty called to number 19, Yelene Gardner. 2 minutes for hooking. Brampton will go on power play. .5:17 left to play in the second period. Nepean up 5-0. Brampton gets control of that draw. Donaldson battling with the player on the boards. Houston helping. Goes behind the net. Francis after it. They go right back to the point. They step in. Shot. That gets through. Back to the point again. Cross ice feed. That goes off of Donaldson's helmet. Behind the net. They try to tuck it in and Yielder there for the save. Minute 25 left in the power play. Longo to take the draw. Brampton back to the point. That's in front. Hollingsworth tries to clear it, kept in by the Brampton D. They go across D to D, down low. Back to the D, shot. That gets tipped, but doesn't go through. Rebound. Gets deflected up and over the glass. Longo to take the draw again. Back to Viel. Viel clears it down. Hollingsworth going in. Goalie fires it around, and Hollingsworth is first on it. Now Brampton picks it up and move it forward. Jones will get that. And she gains the zone with the shot. Saved by Clark. Jones going for her own rebound. Can't get control of it, and Brampton clears it out of their own zone. Viel clears that down. O'Connor is going to be first on this. She goes down low to McKinnon. McKinnon to Donaldson. Donaldson with the shot. Saved by Clark. 1 second left in Gardner's penalty. We're back to even strength. No, Brampton comes out. They have a 2-on-1. That shot gets deflected wide. Now Mulvihill comes out with it. She feeds O'Connor. O'Connor can't get a shot away. McKinnon leaves that for Mulvihill. Cross-ice feed to Francis. Francis in the corner now. She chips it back. Mulvihill after that. Ties up her player. Gray goes in to help. McMullen now. She puts it deep and chases. Brampton goes D to D. It misses the D though. Now their winger picks it up. And they come out with it. Shot on net. Yielder saves it. McMullen to take the draw. Brampton wins it. Gibbs has it. She goes boards. Houston chasing. She wins that race. Houston back to Francis. Francis with the shot. Deflected wide. Brampton comes out with it. DL back to get it. Ahead to Houston. Houston goes cross ice. That's gets knocked down for a high stick. Longo takes the draw, wins it back to Jones. Jones tries to go ahead to Hollingsworth. Now Brampton gets it. Brampton fires it in, and I think an icing's going to be called. Didn't quite gain the red line on that one. Brampton goes behind the net with it. They rim it around, and Gardner goes back to pick it up. She stops up, tries to go cross ice. That pass gets picked off. Brampton in. The shot goes wide. Longo tries to come out with it. Brampton gets it. She battles against the board now. And Jones has it. She slides it behind the net. Mulvihill picks it up to Hollingsworth. Ahead to Longo. Longo gets rubbed out. And Mulvihill dumps it in. Brampton goes cross ice. Donaldson picks off that pass. She goes off the boards to Gardner. Ahead to O'Connor. O'Connor gains his own. She circles. She sees Gardner. Gardner with the one-timer. That goes wide. Brampton had a nice soccer move ahead. They come out with it. That pass picked off by McKinnon. She tries to go ahead to Bray. That was behind her. And that's it for the second period. Score after 2 periods. Nepean 5, Brampton 0. Shots on net, according to our scorekeeper. Nepean 33 and Brampton 12. We'll see you in about 12 to 15. Welcome back to the third period. Got Donaldson and Francis starting on D, McMullen, Hollingsworth, and Gardner on forward. And here we go. Donaldson back to get it behind the net. Brampton takes it. That pass deflected by McMullen. Hollingsworth chases. And Brampton gets it out of their own zone. Back to Donaldson. Donaldson ahead to Francis. She gets it out. Brampton chips it back in. Francis goes D to Donaldson ahead to Hollingsworth. Brampton is right on top of that. McMullen now comes out with it. Over to Hollingsworth, who's in her feet. Brampton gains the zone. Shot saved by Yielder. Ahead to Hollingsworth. She goes back to Donaldson. Donaldson goes boards to Hollingsworth. Brampton comes out with it. Shot. Saved by Yielder. Jones with it now. Ahead to Hollingsworth. Gains the red line. Now the blue. Tries to toe drag. Kept in by Mulvihill. Mulvihill with the shot. That gets deflected wide. Jones with it at the point. She shoots. Blocked by Brampton. And Longo comes in, shoots, and Clark covers it up for a face-off. Longo wins that back to Jones. Jones with the shot, gets deflected up and over the glass. Longo to take the draw. She's got McKinnon and Gibbs with her. Brampton gets it behind the net and ahead. Chip it forward. Jones first on it. She cuts back. Ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon tries to get it to Mulvihill. Brampton comes out with it. They go behind the net. Center it in front. There's a shot. Blocker saved by Yielder. Yell picks it up. That gets blocked. Now Mulvihill to Houston. Chips it off the boards to Viel. Viel gains the zone. That hits the back of the net. Tries to center it to Houston. Gets picked off by McKinnon, or by Brampton. Puck just comes out of the zone and an offside is called. Face off one back to Nepean. Francis dumps it in. Brampton back to get it. They go around the glass with it. Francis keeps that in. Connor wipes out her player. Francis ahead to Gray. Brampton keeps that in. Cross ice feed. Tripped up just over the blue line. Yell tries to chip it forward, but that gets the Brampton player. Breaks that up. Now Brampton comes back. They move it to center ice. Donaldson to McMullen. Back to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth with some speed now. She gains the zone. Toe save by Clark. McMullen picks it up. Cross ice to Mulvihill. McMullen with the one-timer. She fans on it. Brampton comes out. Donaldson to Hollingsworth. She goes boards to Gardner. And it goes back into the Nepean zone. Nepean goes up the boards to Hollingsworth. She gains the zone over to Gardner. Back to Mulvihill. Brampton player there though. Now Jones picks it up. She gains the zone. Cuts towards the net. Shoots. Gets deflected up and over the glass. .37 left to play in the third period. Longo to take the draw. Wins it back to Jones. Jones over to Viel. Viel with the shot. That goes wide. Puck comes out. Jones back to get it. Circles back. Ahead to Viel. That misses her, and Brampton picks it up. One touch pass. Gain the zone. Shot. Gilder with the save. Longer to take the draw. Francis battling against the boards. Longo picks it up behind the net. Head to Gibbs. She goes back to Donaldson. Donaldson across to Francis and head to McKinnon. McKinnon to Gibbs. Can't quite break free. Francis dumps it in. Gibbs needs to retreat. Longo went in ahead of time. Now they retreated and they're good to go. Houston tries to disrupt that pass. Brampton comes in with it. And offside is the call. O'Connor to take the draw. Brampton tries to fire that in and Francis gets it. Gray ahead to O'Connor. O'Connor chips it forward and goes and chases. Brampton reverses that. Goes up the boards. Cross ice pass. A little spinorama. Tries to go back. Ahead to Houston. Houston after it now. She turns. In front to Bray. Bray with the shot. Saved by Clark. Bray gets knocked down in front. One-on-one, no. Jones picks that up before the one-on-one even starts. She gets wiped out. Brampton goes behind the net with it. They rim it around the boards. It gets hit by the Houston with the shot now. That goes wide. Jones pinches in. McMullen picks it up now. Brampton goes behind the net with it. Chips it forward, kept in by Mulvihill. Now Brampton gets it out. Gardner has it, across to Hollingsworth. McMullen picks it up. He's behind her. Now Brampton comes out with it. Brampton gains the zone. Mulvihill takes her out. She's got the puck now. McMullen behind the net. It's like a penalty coming to both Mulvihill and the Brampton player. Offsetting penalties, I believe. 5-on-5. Takes the draw, wins it back to Donaldson, ahead to Hollingsworth, goes off her stick, and Brampton dumps it back in. Francis behind the net. Up to McMullen. Tries to go across to Hollingsworth. Brampton gets a stick on it. Hollingsworth chips that in. McMullen first back. She centers it. And Brampton gets it out of their own zone. Donaldson will fire it back in. Hollingsworth will chase. Brampton comes out with it. Nepean was making a change. Viel and Longo battling along the boards. They try to drop it back to their D, and McKinnon gets it. She gets taken down. No call. Now Jones gains the zone. She shoots. Blocker saved by Clark. Brampton goes around the net, and they get it out. Jones picks it up. Ahead to Longo. Longo over to McKinnon. She cuts back, tries to get it back to Houston. Houston circles. She shoots. Toe saved by Clark. Now McKinnon gets it. Back to Francis. Ahead to McKinnon. She tries to go cross ice to Donaldson. Gets picked off by Brampton. Brampton gains his own. Fire it towards the net, and Yielder makes the save. Connor to take the draw. Back to Francis. Gray has it. She gets it out. Brampton goes D to D, and they move it forward. That comes out of the zone. Francis picks it up, goes over to Donaldson. Donaldson over the red line, tries to dump it in. Gets intercepted by Brampton. Now Bray chips it forward. Brampton picks it up, and they put it right back. Donaldson cross ice to Houston. She gets around her defender. Now Bray picks it up. McMullen has it behind the net. She gets by one, gets by two, and gets by the third. She has it in the corner. Tries to go to Gardner. That gets picked off by Brampton. Viel keeps it in. Shot towards the net. That gets deflected into the corner by Hollingsworth. Now Brampton comes out with it. Oh, McMullen picks it up. Shot. That goes off the post. Hollingsworth in the corner. She centers it. Viel in front to Hollingsworth. Battling. She gets knocked down in front, and the penalty coming up to Brampton. Nepean will go on the power play. McMullen wins that back to Jones. Jones to Mulvihill. They drops it for Longo. Longo over to Bray. Bray over to Jones. She drops it for Mulvihill. Down low to McMullen. It goes over her stick. They wrap it around and out. Mulvihill has it behind the net. Over to Jones. Jones gains the zone. She puts it behind the net. Longo picks it up. Longo back to Mulvihill. Mulvihill across to Bray. It's on her backhander, but she circles. Goes over to McKinnon. In front for McMullen. Goes into the corner. Longo picks it up. Back to Mulvihill. Mulvihill cross ice to Houston. Back to O'Connor. She misses it. Brampton with it. O'Connor now has it. She'll go behind the net. Houston will settle things down and break out with it. Houston over the red line, gains the blue line, sets things up, back to Viel. Viel over to McKinnon. Drops it off. That gets picked off though. McKinnon keeps it in still. And McKinnon gets it down. Brampton's going to be first on that. McKinnon right on her. Centers it. And McKinnon comes out with it. She gets taken down. And Brampton fires it back in the zone. Brampton picks off that. Tries a wraparound. Yielder there. Back to even strength. Gardner comes out with it. She gains the zone. Shot on net, saved by Clark. And Brampton will come out with it. Brampton ahead, centering device. Now it's a one-on-one. Goes into the corner. They chip it in behind the net. Donaldson there. Ahead to Gibbs. Gibbs goes off the boards, kept in by the Brampton player. Now Gibbs comes out with it. She's got Gardner with her. And that's offside. Longo picks it up. Can't quite make it through those players. Brampton turns it around the other way. Mulvihill ahead to McKinnon. McKinnon tries the one-touch pass to Bray. It gets picked off by Brampton, and Brampton will fire it in. That icing's waved off. Mulvihill and Jones in the corner after the puck. Bray comes out with it. She gets by her first player, tries to center it. That's offside, so they have to regroup. Brampton moves it forward. Francis picks it up. Over to Viel. Viel goes cross ice to McKinnon. It's behind her. Ahead to McMullen. She's got a one-on-one. Tries to cut back. Gets picked up by Houston in front. O'Connor now. She goes in. And Clark with the save. McMullen to take the draw. She's got Houston and O'Connor with her. Wins the draw back to Francis. Francis to Viel. Viel's shot. That goes wide. Houston back to Francis. Francis shoots towards the net. It's going to be a high stick. Brampton picks it up. So the high stick is waved off. O'Connor takes her player into the zone. Houston takes hers in. McMullen gets the puck back to Francis. Francis fires it, goes into the corner. O'Connor behind the net. Houston goes off of her player. Viel keeps it in. And Brampton dumps it in. Longo back to get it. Ahead to Francis. She goes to Gardner. And Brampton puts it back in the end. Yell has it now. It got picked off by Brampton. Longo retrieves it. Ahead to Gardner. She gets it past blue line and ahead to Gibbs. Gibbs going after it. She's first on it. And Brampton will come out with it. They gain the zone, chip it forward. Donaldson, Mulvihill, and Longo battling for it. Now Gibbs goes in. Brampton wins it back to the point. That shot blocked by Longo. Now Gardner comes out with it. She's got Mulvihill with her. She gets around her first player. Shot. Saved by Clark. And Mulvihill just slides it in for the goal. 6-0 Nepean. Time of the goal, 3:38 in the third period. McMullen to take the draw. Brampton dumps that in. Mulvihill behind the net. Over to Donaldson. Donaldson chips it forward. Gets deflected off of Brampton. Gray's on it. They dump it in. That one takes a funny bounce. Now McKinnon picks it up. She's got McMullen. Shot on net. Saved by Clark. Gray keeps that in. She puts it towards the net. Nepean goes off for a change. It's a little mishap in front of the Brampton bench. One of the Brampton players threw someone else's stick towards the center of the ice. Turned out to be one of her own player's sticks, so no penalties called. Jones tries to go forward to Houston. Houston's going to be first on it. She's got it behind the net, and Brampton takes it. Brampton goes boards, kept in by Jones. Jones it to O'Connor. O'Connor gets rubbed into the boards. Longo goes in to help. Longo now coming out from behind the net in front to O'Connor. That one saved by Clark. Brampton, another Brampton player lost their stick there. McMullen takes that draw. Brampton behind the net. Gardner picks it up. They drops it for McMullen. Back to the Francis for the point. That shot was loose in front. But Clark gloved it down before anyone could pounce on it. 1:41 left to play in the third period. Draw one back to Francis. She puts it behind the net. Brampton rims it. Francis first on it. Back to McMullen. McMullen to Francis. And Brampton goes behind the net with it. Stops up. Cross ice. They try to center it. Francis blocks that up. Bray picks up that. Gardner chips it in. Just a minute left in the third period. That pass picked off by Bray, centered by O'Connor, saved by Clark. Mulvihill has it at the point. She shoots. That goes high. Jones now with the point. She goes deep to Bray. Bray to O'Connor, back to Jones. Jones tries to sauce. That gets picked off by Brampton. Now they come in on a one-on-one. That shot wide. Bray now to Mulvihill. She has McKinnon. McKinnon fans on that pass. She goes forward. There's Collision that happened there, no call. And they took down McKinnon. Now there's a bunch of players going at it. There was a collision at the blue line between McKinnon and one of the Brampton players. The Brampton players retaliated, went after McKinnon. She's going to get called for a penalty. Two minutes for cross-checking. There's only 4 seconds left to play in the period. Doesn't look like Nepean will get any penalties. Coaches are still talking to the refs about it, though. They're just going to let the clock go. There's only 4 seconds left, so that'll be it for the game. I guess they didn't want things to get out of hand. Final score of the game, Nepean 6, Brampton 0. Final shots, according to our scorekeeper, Nepean 46, Brampton 18. Game tomorrow at 11:20 against Mississauga, who's currently ranked 2nd in the league. We'll see everyone then.